Okay, I want to say welcome again everybody to another life philosophy video. Now, first of all, before we get onto the topic, I want to say thank you for joining me and thank you for listening to me, and also thank you for always being hopefully honest within yourselves, because I only share my philosophy on life, but my philosophy has changed over the years in that now I really want to express the fact that, we're trying to find truth in our lives. When we say philosophy, it doesn't mean the simple fact that, everybody has their own opinions about things and their own view on life, but it's really about finding the truth. And while the truth, the absolute answer, maybe to everything, may be something that is non-existent, the actual point I'm trying to make is the truth, which is the absolute nature of everything and nothing, yin and yang, or yin and yang, as I say, which is basically it's about being humble without actually trying to be humble, being honest without trying to be honest. It's just, things are what they are. Now, we have a limited perspective, a range of knowledge and understanding of all, this is infinitely maximum and minimum, if that makes any sense, But anyway, rather than getting too confused and going from one complex mix to another concoction, I'm just going to say here, first of all, thank you for joining me, and I'm really happy if you enjoy my philosophy talk videos like this, and also if they inspire you in some way. Now, I want to say, first of all, that it's very difficult for me sometimes, or it's some work sometimes, to name specific videos such as this video, because I try to be very clear with the names. Sometimes I try to keep them very simple, but I try to keep them relevant, Okay, so let's look at this video then. Basically, this video is basically about. This is basically this is about being. What's the word? It's so hard to find a word. Respectful. Again, if you be respectful, it's something you be, something you do. If you be polite, it's something you do. You see what I mean? These things are like forced actions. Be humble, be honest. These things are it's things you do. It shouldn't be things you do. It should just be a true understanding. You don't say to somebody, come on, try to understand me. Can you be more understanding? And then they say, oh, okay, sure, okay, I'll try to be more understanding. No, you either understand something or you don't. You even know something or you don't. Please excuse me. I thought, you be honest, you either love someone or you don't, it's the same thing. So, but in this video, we're talking about basically an infinite, what's the word? Limitless, or I should say, natural, natural, unconditional, or natural, unconditional respect for all generations. Let me say that again. The title of this video really should be, I think, natural, unconditional respect for all generations. Now let's get on to that. When I say I think things through, I actually thought of this title before I made this video. What do I mean? Why don't I just say respect for all generations and then get onto the topic? Okay, generations, what does that mean? Generations, times, or generations like the people growing up in each different generation of each walk of life and society. basically, yes, no, but I added words. I said natural, unconditional respect for all generations, okay, of people, I mean, from all walks of life, okay. Now, what do I mean? It's just my own point of view, and it's just my own words here, but, you know, come to whatever conclusion you will, and see things however you want to, and how you will, or how you will, I should say. We see things the way we do, and that's another whole, there's more topics that, you know, come with topics. You know, it's like, I'm just sharing my viewpoint, just being honest. We're trying to find the truth in life, and the honest truth. So, natural, what does natural mean? If I could have said natural respect, but I said natural, unconditional respect. Unconditional means no conditions set. So you respect someone regardless of how much money they have, what their IQ is, what their personality is, you know, their style of anything. You just respect people in general, of all generations, right? Which we're going to get onto that topic in a moment. Now, what I'm saying is natural. What do I mean by natural? Well, you know, if you are just trying to be respectful, okay, I'll respect you. You know, this is wrong. This is like trying to work at it. You need to understand, first of all, why you're being respectful to someone. If you are naturally respectful, you naturally respect someone. So natural, unconditional respect. It means just really natural. It means like seeing someone as if they were you. Seeing life like a mirror. You might say, well, people are not me. You know, you can say everybody, I can see myself in everybody, but you know what, I damn well can't, because people are so different. You know, they really are. You know, and the world's a damn mess because of some people, and you know what, I just don't like it, so I'm going to steer my way if you don't mind. Yeah, you may say that. In the middle of talking, in a conversation, someone rudely gets a cup of tea and goes, I hear you. Try harder, okay? It's this ignorance we don't like. But anyway, I'm very sorry, I'm just joking, but I have a sore throat, okay, a bit of a sore throat, but I talk too much, right? Now let's get on to the topic. Natural, so it means an understanding there that is so natural that you really, literally, there's no need to be not disrespectful, I mean also like unrespectful to people. So naturally and unconditionally, because let's face it, there's many conditions, there's many different walks of life, people coming from different backgrounds, who've been through different situations than we have, and have their own pressures, or have their own, not only emotional and mental and physical, but also things that have happened in their lives, or things that are going on in their lives. There's things that we can't see. There's always things that we don't know. And there's always more complications to those. And every problem, as I've said already before, every problem, okay, has a cause. And that cause itself is a problem. So problems beget problems. And if we fail to see that there's a reason for everything, if we think we're going to be the absolute answer to someone's, what we see as a problem, what we think, first of all, which is wrong, which is our own ignorance and ego, which is a problem anyway straight away. Our vision can be our blindness if we think, you know, we know it all in our minds, and just be guessing and assuming. But also, if we think that we can be the answer to someone's problem, per se, right now, when we don't know the whole root behind it, you know, how can you fix a computer if you don't know the workings behind it? You know, well, I mean, you can say a lot of people can use computers, but we don't know how they were made, you know, the workings of it. Fair enough. But, you know, that's a different example, okay? Anyway, we should shut up and be simple if we don't know the complicated. But let's get back to what I'm saying, okay? The main point I'm trying to say is, right, we naturally should respect people unconditionally, meaning that there's no condition we can really set, a set of conditions, because people are different to us. If you're going to set conditions, if you're going to set standards and things that people should live by, if you're going to say that, well, this person should be this and that, and think this way, and have these traits and this and that, that's basically making them the same as you. You're basing everybody on you. And let's face it, you're basing everybody on you. Are you the same kind of person who has those problems? It just people are not you, basically. That's how it is. So that's the first thing, okay? You can't really be working with any conditions and that, and setting conditions in the first damn place, right? Now, people are complex in some way. Now, let's get on to this. Excuse me. Natural, unconditional respect, okay, for all generations. Okay, all generations. What does that mean? And why should we naturally, in such a way, also, and unconditionally respect all generations? I hear you scream, hurry up, Richard, get on with the topic. Trying to get this clear without just sounding like somebody talking to a camera. This is real life. There's people in your life you're going to meet, right? There's people. And think about this. What age are you? You could be any age. So could the person beside you. We all grow through our lives. We all have different experiences. We come from different countries, different backgrounds, different family backgrounds. There's so much going on. It's unbelievable. Health. One thing leads to the other. The people you've met in your life, the people you meet, the jobs you go to, the different... There's always... It's not perfect. Let's face it. Do you think your life is perfect? Do you think your life has been some smooth, this and that? I mean, there's things that people just don't understand about your life, right? Your issues. And it's not as simple as someone just telling you, well, change this or that. Because there's things in your life that have affected one thing or another. So for people to talk about you today as if they know it, when they don't know your yesterday, they don't know the, run faster, and they don't know your foot conditions or your health conditions, for example. It's like a doctor quick to prescribe medicine to people, but he doesn't really know what the hell's gone on beforehand. The symptoms of, or this or that, the condition of a person. Now, some people say it was a planned murder. Some people say it was an accident. Some people say it was that guy's own foolish fault, or he committed suicide. Whatever. At the end of the day, all the chit-chat won't bring anybody back, and the time passes by. We should live wisely while we're here, and we have to do exactly what was said in the Matrix in the movie, which is, you have to let it all go. Like when Morpheus says to Neo, you've got to let it all go, Neo. Fear, doubt, disbelief. Sometimes you've got to move on. You've got to go on to a new fresh start. There's always a chance for a new fresh start. No matter what, okay? But you can only use what you have, and only you know your abilities. Now let's get back to what I'm talking about with these generations. Why the hell am I just going on to such a simple topic like generations? Is it supposed to sound good? I mean, what am I trying to say here? You just respect people, right? But no, there's a reason I'm saying generations in this video. And this video I didn't even mean to start this video off about such a topic, generations as such. No. But I was thinking, about this, and I was thinking, it's true. Generations go by, and I was thinking, when people grow older, and life goes on, and I was thinking, about all the pressures I've had, all the pressure and the hardships I've faced in my life, and the pressures I have to face now, and also the good things too. But it's like, in the past and the present, and whatever to be to come, But it's like, we'll be in this and that. But it's like, I can look back, I'm 34 years old in this video, and I can look back on my life, 10 years, 12 years ago when I first came to China, for example. Or I can go back further, 20 years, still go, 24 years, what I'm saying? Or go back to when I was 16, coming on 18, before 20, and look back, and I can look at all different areas of my life, but without looking at it, just for one moment, I know that I've been through a damn lot of stuff. and I've had a lot of my own experiences. Things have happened, cause and effect, situations have affected other situations. I've met people that have come and gone. I've made some mistakes. I've also had some good, made some right choices too. Who the hell am I to speak on somebody else's life or someone to speak on my life? Now listen to this, if you will, if you've got time. I'm saying, I am here now, and I know that my life will continue. Let's for example, hopefully, my life goes on and whatever, and I live, and my life goes on for another 10 years, so I'll be 44, and then 54, and then 64, so 10 years goes by, 20 years goes by. You see what I'm saying? Now, my life's not going to be perfect, but it's going to be, it is if you want to look at it that way. It's like, it's my life. Damn it, you know what I mean? And it's like, as long as I stay positive and as long as I stay healthy, I don't have anything to worry about. The only worries I have to worry about in my life, apart from health of course, is the worry that I put in my mind. And the same for you. The only worries you have to worry about are the ones that you are making yourself worry about. If you suddenly think about positive things and, just take positive steps and focus on positivity and avoiding negativity and avoiding negative thoughts and all of that, you will be on the path to more freedom and more peace on the inside and on the outside. It starts on the inside and then the outside. Don't let other people's words or whatever on the outside affect you in such a way that you take it in and absorb it all. It doesn't make sense. It's not your nature, is it? Because inside you don't agree with that and you just give up on yourself and bring yourself down. It's the same as a flower bringing in the sunlight. It absorbs that very naturally to grow, and it's this nature. It will not naturally absorb toxic to whatever, and you know what I mean? So you wouldn't eat something that's not supposed to be eaten, would you? Some dirty mess or something, you know what I mean? Dog's mess, would you? You wouldn't do that, right? I'm just saying, okay? You wouldn't put your face in a toxic chemical, you know what I'm trying to say? You try to be wise and sensible. You wouldn't stand in a street in front of oncoming traffic if you was in your right frame of mind. And if you fell into water, you would try to fight for your survival, right? You wouldn't let it consume you that easily, right? So, anyway, let's get on to what I'm saying, okay? Get on to the point. When we're talking about generations, the main thing, it's the main topic here. The generational respect is what I'm saying, is for, natural, unconditional respect, for all generations, proper. Now, what I mean is, how many people, okay, not everybody, sadly, I wish it would be everybody, but let's say, for example, how many people would respect an older person, someone who's lived their life, who has a lot of experience, they've lived for many years, no matter what their background, you may not even know much about their background, but this person's older and they've been through a lot, they've seen things that we may not have not seen. Now, there are people out there who will say, well, no, it's not as simple as that. Of course not, because some people just waste their lives. Some people are foolish, and we can't say that all old people are so smart and wise, because they're people just like anybody else. But who the hell are we to dictate, and who are we to judge and this and that either? Now, what I'm trying to say is, we don't have a damn right, anybody, to speak on anybody's life and dictate the conditions, as I say, very unnaturally as well, as to what kind of a life is absolutely perfect, or what someone should have done, and the steps they should have taken when they were 20 years old, or when they were 40 years old, or when they were this year, through their life. Their life's been a journey. Things we've not been in their shoes, we've not been them in the first place, to know exactly what's happened. And it's not as simple as, you act a certain way, and you can control the universe. You can only control yourself, you can avoid trouble the best you can, you can connect yourself to positivity in life, positive people, positive job, whatever you're looking for, But you can't really control things that just with it, not in your power. You can train yourself, and you can also train yourself in a different way, like to give yourself illusions as well, to make yourself feel that you're more powerful. But at the end of the day, you need to look at what you really have. What you really done today with your damn life. You might have been wearing a fancy posh suit in an office all day, counting numbers and figures in a bank or whatever money you've been earning. I know people that talk about making a living and how they have to work so hard and how they have to have very little sleep every night, and people like this who go through a lot of hell. I don't call that making a living. I call that making a dying. It's like you're wasting your damn life. It's like, if you're not enjoying your life and you're not healthy, what's the point in poisoning yourself in this such a way of pressure and torturing yourself? There's no reason to live if you're going to carry on like that. we need to work hard. We need to strive to survive as such. But it's like we could be wise about it. And there's got to be a way, rather than just being a brainless robotic zombie lemming. There's got to be a way of, being more positive. And I say, go back to your own nature and connect with reality more. And then things will start to, when you clear yourself of all the illusions and the stuff you see going on around you that you just accept as reality, and accept like the fact that you may not have time for anything else. When you just disconnected from it and you just left a fresh start, a brand new fresh start, then that's what it's about. You can only have one life of the generations you go through. But if you were to stop it right now and just quickly get a fresh new start, get some fresh new starts in your life and fresh ideas and plans, and things might change for you. But we're not talking about the actions of an individual and what you can do for your life right now. And so that we're talking mainly though about respecting people, and in turn, as I say, the mirrors of it all, is that in turn you're going to get better for yourself, as I say, in the first place. Okay, you know what I mean? So you're dirty, so you go and stand under the waterfall and you'll be rinsed clean. It's as simple as that. If you don't, you'll stand there and be uncomfortable, sticky, dirty, and the mud will dry up in the burning sun on you. And this is what it is if you're in the forest. As a little animal, human beings can be natural as well. So nature speaks in many ways, but it doesn't matter how many languages you speak if the fool on the other end of the line is deaf, that's what I'm saying, right? You don't talk to dead men, but no one's going to talk to you if you die, whether you die for them or whatever. So you've got, man or woman, whoever you are, you've got to make the most of it now. Now let's get back to life, okay? A brand new born baby or child cannot fend for itself that easily and support itself in a big society if it's been dumped wherever on a tip, dumped by its parents. It's going to need some support. It's going to need some build-up survival, given the ability, the skills, and given support to some degree. I believe most people, adults as well, a lot of people are relying on someone in some way, shape or form. In fact, that dictates that. Alone, it is going to be hard in life, so we need to connect with people in the first place. But there's so much fake crap in society in this day and age, and fakeness in communication in general. People don't even know how to communicate. But going back to what I'm saying though, respect for all generations. What do I mean? You may be a young person, so may I, well, 34, whatever. But I'm saying, you may be a young person, and you may say that, for the most part, you can respect old people. Okay, old people. Somebody who's like 85 or 80 plus years old, right? And you are a young person, maybe you are 20 or whatever your age is, maybe you're 40, but you respect someone who's really old, 80, 95 years old, 100, 200, right? Now, why then, why is it that you'll have more respect for most old people? I'm not saying you do, people are different, to different degrees to that, and you might be picky and choosy on who you respect. But I'm just saying a lot of people, will respect most old people because they've lived their life and they've been through a lot. And they understand, something in the back of their head tells them, oh, this person must have a lot of experience, they've got a lot of life years and they've been through a lot, and there must be something there, right? And they've accumulated something over the years and built up some kind of experience. But at the same time, there are many young people who will not, or younger people, or young or middle-aged people, whoever, of any age, any generation, who do not respect people of the same generation. It's like they need to be old people before they can respect them. You know, it's like many people that you get two people who are both 25 years old or maybe 35 years old, and one person cannot respect the other one based on conditions. Certain conditions. They say, I can't respect you with this, you should do this, you should do that, your life should be one way or another, and you know, if you change this, everything, blah, blah, blah. They can't respect, and what I mean by respect is just value, let live and let be, you know, and just understand that you've got your own life with your own past, your own things going on, and you just really don't know what a person's been through. A person can go through a lot, either right in this very day or for 40 years of their life, let's say, you know, 20 or 40 years, you can still go through a lot of stuff in your life, and there's things that people have been through or are going through now, and one thing leads to another, and it's all connected. You just don't know the chain that's been built. You do not know the steps that led to steps. And the thing is, you just can't dictate it, and you should not be trying to change people. You should respect, in my opinion, you should respect someone and respect whoever they are. If you are 25 years old or 28 years old or whatever, and you have someone who is the same age as you, this person is also in the future, they will be the old man. So, this person who you are looking down on, who you don't respect, or you think some things you can agree with, some things you can't, you know, this person who seemingly has some problems with you, one day will be an old man, or an old woman. So they have been 10 years old, 20 years old, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, all of their generations as they've grown old. Each of these times, even now, as you stand beside this person, you may be 26 years old, this person is also 26 years old, and this is a time in his life, and do you know what? This is experience for him. This is their experience now. Not you, but all the things that's happening in their life that you don't know about either, and their past, and what lies ahead based on their own hearts, their own steps, their own choices, and what they feel and think. So, when this person is 30 years old, 10 years later, or 36, and you also will be 36 years old, are you going to judge them again? And when they're 46 and you become 40, you're going to judge them again? These are all experienced, you know. And if you meet somebody today, maybe you are 18 years old. Maybe you are 45. Maybe you are 32. Maybe you are 28 or 26 or 22, I don't know. You're a young person, maybe you are young, a young adult, and you see an old man or an old woman who is maybe 85 years old or 84 years old, any age, right? And this person you respect because you think, oh, they have more experience. Than who? Than your friend here who's also 20 years old? No, this person has experiences in their life. This person has also had these experiences, different experiences, and you yourself are also going through experiences. Even newborn babies will also go through experiences. Now, the problem is, people believe that there's a way in the world, or there are ways that are tried and tested, proven, there's a way of life as such that is acceptable by all human beings. There's a standard at which you can work to be accepted by all peoples, and certain ways that you can fit in, and all of this. This is all nonsense. The most important thing really is we've got to value ourselves, value everyone, and basically just live a positive life. You learn by your mistakes, ultimately. Even if you listen to other people's advice and other people's words, you still are listening to yourself. No matter what you follow, no matter what ideas you subscribe to, it's still something that you agree with inside. If you disagree with someone's words, and you reject them, it's because inside you just don't have that same way of thinking. People go through experiences based on their own thoughts and actions in the world and development, but also within this real world. So you are going through different stages in your life, so are they, no matter what age we are now. They may be old, you may be young, you may be old, they may be young, you may be the same age, or you will be, or whatever, but we should respect people of all generations, because we're all going through this no matter what, and there's things we don't know about people. Naturally, because we can't know everything, and unconditionally, because there's so many different settings that people are coming from, different backgrounds and conditional things that are happening in their lives, things we don't know, things that have led to things, causes of problems, and so much. We should respect each other, treat each other fairly, okay, peacefully. Don't judge people. Don't try to make people out like, don't think that they should be the same as you, follow you, or the way of the rest of your real world, whatever you've been brought up to believe, what you're seeing around you, like this is reality. There's many people that are not very happy in their lives, and you need to ask yourself why. A lot of people have very similar reasons too in this modern fake concrete jungle of a society. The true nature, as I always talk about, like yin and yang, yin yang, but the true nature is just basically it lies within nature. There's not really much else to say on this topic. I'm just saying you've got no reason to just respect or follow one idea based on your perception of something. Someone's wearing a flashy suit, so you respect them more. Someone, here's what you see. I saw somebody today, I won't go into detail, but I've met someone who basically, in one way, is very judgmental and very blind, it seems, to certain facts. That's why I've been inspired to make this video, because it's another one of these people that are like really. I've met someone who's a person who is a bit, unaware of this reality, that everybody has their own different lives, and they're only like stuck in this world, what they see around them, and they think there's a way to deal with this, and we're all the same, like some product, some robot's been branded in a machine factory, which is not true. We're all humans and we go through different experiences, totally different. And yet at the same time, this person contradicted himself by saying something which is very true, okay? And that thing is this, that is, it is what you see it. And I agree with that, that's what I always say too. If people think in their mind that something is true or not, or good or bad, then that's what it is. But it may not be that for somebody else. But we should not be subscribing to illusions, following that, or trying to work out what may be or may not be an illusion to somebody else, and how they should work this problem out in their life now. Because we don't know the whole journey, what they've been through. We don't know what the baggage they've got left at back. We don't know what's led to whatever. You should deal with yourself. It's hard enough trying to work your own life out, let alone somebody else's life. That's what I believe. So I'm not being smart here by saying it. I know damn well in my life that I've learned so much just from my experiences. And a lot of people will say, that's no experience, man. That's a very limited, you've lived a simple life. You've wasted your life, you've lived a very simple life. You're just, really simple, lucky here, lucky there, unlucky here, unlucky there. And that's what they'll say. You've worked hard, you think you have, but you haven't done or you're not as smart as me. They'll say a lot of things under there, maybe in a different way, but that's what they're saying, a lot of people, I'm sure. I'm 34 years old now. I'm nearly 40, which is nearly 50, half of 100. Some people don't live till 70 or 80. So I'm trying to be healthy in myself. I'm trying to be positive. I'm trying to always learn new things, what I want to learn, not what I don't want to learn. And as long as I'm surviving and creating, as long as I'm making communication with people that I want to, as long as I'm doing what I want, it doesn't matter if I'm someone living in a tribe, in a forest somewhere, in a cave, or if I'm someone in a big office in a city or wherever. I'm living my one life now, and this is how it is. If I'm going to ever go to heaven or get reincarnated or whatever's supposed to be, with how many lives, I don't know. But I know I'm here now and I can only follow my mind anyway, no matter what it is. But always trying to seek the truth and find the truth is what you're trying to do. Not worry about what people think and what they say. Because these people are going through their own pressure already. These people are already going through they can't even work themselves out. So why should you be trying to work somebody else out? Just let it all go. As I say, don't worry about it. Just focus on what you're doing now, what you want to do, and tomorrow I wish you the same fresh new state of mind, better and better, more freedom and peace, and hopefully you can work on that even more so, on making your life better your way. Your way, it was the only way it's going to ever be, even if you just listen to people. So, man will. And as for those people criticising people, that's what I'm saying, shouldn't. It's just not it's not going to do anything to you. Anybody should be like, I think, hear people out if they want to share their thoughts. You might share your own views, fair enough. But there's no should or you should have or you shouldn't of. You're trying to push and pull people around like you're a doll and they're pushing and pulling you. No, you don't owe anybody anything. You don't need to prove yourself to anybody. They don't need to for you either. And all this judging stuff's crap and fake, false illusions to yourself too. I think people should be just like, okay, if I can help you, I'll help you. Same time as helping me. If I can't help you, fine, but I'm just going to give you, a pat on the back, just wish you well on your way. You know what I mean? Not like, start giving them a lecture on how they should deal with their life, If someone asks you questions, the same, people should have confidence in themselves. You shouldn't believe there's an absolute way. You should learn from many different people in your life, but you're learning from your way and experience. You don't ask someone, what's the way, or how do I do this? You can say, what's your opinion on this, or what do you think about this? And understand that that's their way and their opinion. If it doesn't work for you, it won't. And if you don't like it, you don't have to follow it. But it's your time and it's your life. Keep healthy, keep wise, keep smart. This is it. The mind drives the vehicle. The mind creates your whole universe, your whole life. I'm saying this now. I'm 34 years old. One day, I'll be old, whatever age, 80 or whatever. And I don't think I'll regret this. Because I tell you what now, 12 years ago when I started making philosophy videos like this, I was also speaking like this. When I was in primary school as well, I was actually talking to bullies and stuff in school. I've spoken to nasty people all my life, people in jobs I used to work in when I was like 16 years old. I've been speaking to people who are nasty people that have been in trouble, people that have been in prison too. But it's like, I'm trying to get on people's good side and trying to work, because I know that positive communication is a way. You've got to be humble and be a good listener, be smart, don't be a follower. If you're a good follower, then you don't blame the leader, you know what I mean? You're the leader, you drive. You want to get off the bus, get off the bus. You don't want to pay the fare, you want to walk and get some exercise today, do it. You've got to live for the moment and do what you want to do something positive. You only get this time and you're going through the generations in your life. Respect the generations, I would say, whoever they are, in whatever generation, or whatever walk of life too. Because they're coming from different time, no matter what time it happened, they was also your age at one time. And that was an experience. So how can you say to an old person, in your mind even, oh, this old person's got a lot of experience, when you don't know anything about it? But if you were to meet that person at the same age, and you're both 20 years old now, or 40 years old now, and you start looking at them like, well, no, you've got issues with your life, I think you should fix this and fix that. You can't be like that, because you don't know what that is. That actually is their experience. And you can't even see the whole thing. Alright? So see yourself before anything. See yourself in the world you want to live in, and what kind of person, in the world, what kind of people do you want around you? Can you be those people? Do you know what I mean? Imagine yourself in a hall of mirrors, or imagine lots of you there. How are these people? I don't think they're all the same either. People are going to be different too, aren't they, a little bit? But you can't be so complicated like that, is what I think, okay? So thank you very much for watching. I don't know if you get or understand what I'm saying in this video, but that's basically what I'm saying, alright? Just naturally, because it's unnatural to be trying to deal with something you can't understand. That just doesn't make any sense, right? Naturally, unconditionally too, because they've all got an infinite amount of conditions in life, situations and scenarios, things we don't even understand, which led to them coming up to this particular one right now, which you can't understand. And it is throughout the generations, a kind of respect you have to have for the generations, because you also are going through your life. And let's face it, we've all made mess-ups. And there's stuff we can't see as well. But it's not the mess-ups that people tell you are mess-ups, or what's in society, or what's acceptable or not in this generation. No. Reality is now. Nature's now. Just like as I said, the flower with the sun is absorbing the sun. You don't need to absorb crap if it's not sunlight. You know what I'm trying to say? Stay positive. Don't chuck stones in your glass house. Don't crap around your house and say it smells bad, because it will. I'm going to stop this video here. See you again very soon. Bow.